All right, everyone. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about my no spend challenge in the month of June. This was created by Hands and Bands. Make sure you look her up on YouTube. She is amazing, hilarious, creative, and talented. So make sure you go and subscribe to her YouTube channel if you aren't already subscribed. And let's see how we did this week for our no spend challenge. All right, we are keeping track of our finances, and I'm telling you, this is like a real eye-opener for me. And like I said, it kind of defeats the purpose for me doing it because I do live out of town. I live 30 minutes outside of a city, and the only usually days that I spend money is when I go into town. Usually. Now, don't get me wrong, I am one for spending online, but... Oh, and I just remembered. Dang it. All right, let's get into the video. I just remembered something that I did spend money on yesterday, so we will fill that out. All right, so we are doing from the 18th, and we are going until the 24th, which is today. So the 18th, we actually spent the weekend at home, and we did not spend any money on the 18th. And then bringing us to the 19th here, there we go. No spend. Look at all these. I'm so proud of myself. We have a no spend on the Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday we also had no spend days. I was at home. I was busy working. I had a lot of work to catch up on because I do have another channel here on YouTube, and I have been recording every day in the month of June on that channel. So it's been crazy busy. I have been literally recording at least 2 videos a day because I am trying to really upload and be consistent on this channel, as well as get the watch hours for this channel and the subscribers to increase. So by doing that and creating more content, it hopefully will kind of push me out into the algorithm. So that is why I do so many videos for this channel. I think eventually I will start creating like more of a template as far as being consistent on certain days. I had mentioned when I first started this channel that I was going to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, which I think I will go back to after this challenge is completely done. I'm just adding a few more videos because I just find that I have so much content to share with you, and I like including them in my videos on my YouTube channel for this budgeting channel. So proud of that. And then we come to Wednesday, and you guys know Wednesday is my day in town. So I did get groceries. I ended up getting gas. I got chicken feed because we do have 2 chickens. And I ended up getting my pedicure. I was actually scheduled for a haircut as well that day, but she did have to cancel and we rescheduled for a different day. But you guys, that is always my day into town. So all of these categories is from my envelopes. So groceries, gas, chicken feed comes out of the pets. My pedicure comes out of beauty envelopes. So those were all like budgeted for. Then as I was sitting here, I was so proud of myself because I thought that I only had 1 spend day for the week. But you guys, I realized yesterday I did spend money on Jimmy's tires. So this was, it was kind of planned, but it wasn't. We had some extra money that we received from the difference from remortgaging. So we paid off all of our debt. I've explained that in the video on how we became debt free. If you have not seen that video, I will link it up here in the cards for you to watch how we recently became debt free. And we received some money as a remaining balance from that. So my husband desperately needed tires. So what we did is we ended up putting those tires on a credit card, which we will pay off completely once we receive the statement in the mail. But those tires ended up, I'll write tires here, ended up costing $491. It was some change, but I forget the change. But it was $491, and that was a necessity. His tires on his Harley Davidson motorcycle are not even safe anymore, and I just did not feel comfortable. Like, you know, that was a necessity for sure. We were going to budget it, but then with everything that has been happening to us in the last week or two, we just decided to put it on our credit card, and then we will pay that balance off as soon as we get the statement. So yeah, I did spend money online yesterday because there was a website that Jimmy informed me of, and that is where I ordered them from. Boo-hoo, bummer. All right, but that's okay. We still made it with, 5 out of the 7 days with no spend. So I did put on here that I need to add $10. And you guys, I forgot to add the $10 from last week. So I will need to add $20, and I will do that 100% in my next week's stuffing. Because as you guys know, when I go to town on the Wednesday, then on the Wednesday, I come home and I do my cash stuffing. So I will make sure that I do have an extra $20 to put towards one of my savings challenges for that. So that brings us to our lovely little calendar here. And I ended up coloring in, by mistake, I jumped the gun. Yes, I did. I colored in 6 out of the 7 days because on the 22nd, as you guys know, I went into town, but the 23rd, I did purchase online, and that was not planned, not budgeted, but we will be paying off the credit card statement when we get that in the mail. So 2 days, and I have it on the bottom here that I am giving $5 for each spending day. So 2 days equals $10. So like I said, we will be adding that $20 for our next cash stuffing. And we only have 1 week left of June, but I feel in July, I am going to continue this. I am not going to be doing it as like a calendar and money necessarily, but I do want to keep track of my spending and see where my money is going. Like, you know what? I am so happy for you guys that are watching, that have YouTube channels yourselves, and you have been doing this. It really is eye-opening, and a lot of things we do budget for. Like, I am not one to, especially the last like 4 months, I have not been spending outside of our means and outside what we have budgeted for. Now our budget is going to be looking a little bit different going into July, and I will be able to get into that once July comes. And we will maybe be increasing some of our cash envelopes and also some of our sinking funds. I think I am going to do that. Groceries is getting more expensive, gas is getting more expensive, and now that we don't have any debt, we can increase those amounts every week, because $60, I'm telling you right now, gets me a half a tank of gas. I have a Nissan Murano, it's an SUV, and a half a tank gets me $60 here in Canada. We pay per liter, so right now per liter we pay $1.91. So you can convert that into US funds, because I know you guys do it per gallon, but it is expensive everywhere. I understand, but I think I just need to increase that so I can like maybe have a full tank, or, you know, maybe even have some leftover money. I have never had any leftover money in gas since I started all of my cash budgeting. So it would be nice, you know, to have a little bit more leniency in my gas budget, and to know, you know, that I just have the money to maybe fill up my tank with gas, because I have not filled up my tank with gas in so long, like right to the very top, because $60 just doesn't do it. So, and since I do drive to town once or twice a week, that is literally $25 per trip. So, you know, depending on how much I go to town, and that is why I don't go to town very often, and I do limit it to the 1 day a week. So all in all, I think I had a really good week. I want to really figure out as well, like a little legend here, and kind of like do a little coloring legend going forward in July, and figure that out. And hopefully I will have that for July's spending and, you know, budgeting. But we still have 1 week left, so between now and the end of the month, I will figure that out. And then once July starts, I will hopefully be organized, and then we can really zone in on our tracking for our money. And but like I said, living out of town and living 30 minutes from amenities really, really helps me and our family succeed in our spending. But also, I recommend it for you to see where your money is going. Like I had mentioned before I started cash budgeting, we were taking our debit card and we were tapping. We were tapping all day long when we were in town on things we didn't need, on a coffee, a snack, a meal, a this, a that, all the time. We really didn't have a budget because we did have a really good income every month, right? And I feel like no matter how much money you make, and I'm talking like $10,000, $20,000 a month. I don't care how much you make. You need to budget. You need to budget, and that's why I do recommend budgeting. And especially like low income. I have been low income. I don't want everybody to think about the income that we receive now and how fortunate we are. Jimmy worked very hard to receive the income that he does for his pension, and suffered the consequences of injury for his 20 years in the military. So we are very fortunate that we do receive that income. And that is why I share it, is because everybody needs a budget. No matter how much you make, you need a budget. I used to make, when I was a single mom, I was a single mom for literally 8 years of 2 girls. And yes, I made decent money. I worked in the oil field in the office. However, I budgeted every single paycheck. I put a lump sum to savings. I made sure that we had, all the necessities as far as like a place to stay, and our bills were paid, and groceries for the girls, and all of those things. We didn't have very much money left over because, we lived within our means, and we still do that. Jimmy and I still do that. No matter what your income is, you can make a budget work for you. I promise you, there is so many ways to make money. Me and my youngest daughter, who lives at home, who's going to college, we're talking about that. She is a saver. She has always been a saver, and I'm always proud of both of my girls. They both work very, very hard, and Zoe is such a saver, and she has the mentality that if something happens, or something happens to her car, like she's always thinking of the future, and if something happens. And I'm telling you, on a low income, that is what you need to think of, and on a high income, you need to think of. So just because your income is X amount of dollars and my income is X amount of dollars, please don't think that, oh wow, she can do all of these savings and do all these things because of her extra income. You know what? I still budget. I still budget for it because budgeting helps me so much to get on track. I think the more you make, the more you spend as well too. So please keep track of your budget, keep track of your money, and depending on what stage of life you are, work towards becoming debt free. That is always the goal on these budgeting channels. But I wanted to share with you this week's spending. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure that you give it a like, and also leave me a comment down below. I love chatting with all of you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.